I'm going to ask you about the Greater London Authority Land and Property Limited, which you'll be aware of is not only the freeholder of this site, but most of the Docklands, most of the Greenwich Peninsula. And you are, I'm sure, aware of Mayoral Decision 1180, published in 2013, so before your mayoralty, which describes a £300 million loan to GLAP, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of the GLA, for them to start developing property. And under that mayoral decision, most of that money, 85% of that loan, would by now have been repaid. I'm sure you know that that's not quite what's happened. When did you become aware of that? And prior to 2018, which is when repayments were due to start, what action did you take to make sure that that plan was on track?
I'm regularly briefed by my Chief of Staff on issues like this and other issues as well.
So you would have been aware then, presumably in 2016, when you were first elected. So what did you do between 2016 and 2018 to make sure that those repayments, when they were due to start in 2018, were on track? Because the reason they're not on track, it seems to me, is because development of those huge tracts of land is way behind. Your priority is supposed to be housing. We're now in 2025. You must have been very concerned in 2016, 2017, that when you were advised that in 2018, when that loan was due to start being repaid, the first 35 million on the 31st of March 2018, you must have been advised at some point that that wasn't going to happen.
I was probably wrong to assume that he had proper systems in place. It's my fault.
You just casually assumed everything that was handed over from the previous mayor was all fine and dandy. That's halfway through your first mayoral term. So you took over in 2016, the repayments were due to start in 2018. You obviously were aware then, surely, that this subsidiary was not making its loan repayment. So in 2019 and 2020 and 21 and 22 and 23 and 24, when loan repayments still weren't happening, what action did you take? You can't blame Boris for what was happening in those years. What action did you take, both to make sure the company was financially on track and to make sure, I would say more importantly for Londoners, that these huge tracts of developable land where tens of thousands of new homes should already have been built are not built? What action did you take in that period?
What we did do was to make sure there was changes made in relation to the financial scrutiny, including hiring of a dedicated accountant, quarterly budgets, cash flow assessments.
So those are all the things you did in 2024? Not one of those things was done in 2023 or 2022 or 2021 or 2020 or 2019 or 2018 or 17 or 16?